Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only AR Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with the next part of what if Naruto was neglected by his family and had the powers of Goku Black. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, you guys enjoyed the previous part of this series, and if you guys have not seen it, please, guys, check it out. You guys will definitely like it. So, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be really appreciated. As for the next part, the like goal is going to be 200 likes and 80 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. Who knows, it could even be today if the video get good response on likes and comments. So yeah, guys, I have also put the link of my Instagram within the description below, as well as the link of my other Naruto's channel, in which I have uploaded 2 videos today. What if Naruto was neglected by his family and was trained by Zeref? And the other video on other anime end channel is going to be what if Naruto was hated by Kushina and was a genius experimenter. So yeah, guys, those videos are already uploaded. The link is in the description below. So if you guys want to watch it, please do so. So without any further ado, let us start the video. Last time we left off as we saw that how Naruto finally decided to, you can say, bit pump of his own fun as he decided to enter into the Chunin exams after taking further missions from the Elemental Nations, as Minato was not happy. Now this hidden village has started to take on other A and B rank missions as well. It was only Konoha's reputation that they were still getting some A or B rank mission. S rank missions were completely gone at this point. Not even a single S rank mission was reaching to any of the Elemental Nations, and things are not looking good for these villages. They were not happy. So when Minato got the news that how this hidden village has decided to enter this year's Chunin exams, which was going to held in Konoha, he was pretty happy. Finally, they will get some information on this damn village, and when they will get their hands on it, they will destroy it with the might of Konoha. So, and finally, the day arrived in which Naruto himself decided to come to Konoha, as Minato, Jiraiya, Tsunade, all of them were shocked to see who it was, as they quickly realized with the power that Naruto was meeting that he was a strong shinobi. As Minato was shocked, as well as Jiraiya, the premonition was already in their mind of Naruto standing over the debris of the Elemental Nations. So they decided to hold a council meeting and try to send a squad of Ambu to get Naruto to answer their questions, but Naruto easily destroyed them all, while on the other hand Naruto had an encounter with his siblings as he taunted them, saying that how their lives were being tools and nothing but a trading thing, while looking towards Naruto and towards Menma, as both of them were angry. They were also shocked to see that their loser of an older brother was still alive. They were pretty sure that outside of the Konoha, he would be dead, while on the other hand Menma was angry. No, he was furious. For years, Naruto's word haunted him, saying that how he was nothing but a tool. Even when he wanted to stop his godfather, his father always trained him even further, wanted him to control more and more of Kyuubi's power to become Hokage or some other thing like that. Menma at this point was not even attractive to the idea of becoming Hokage, but his father told him that how it was his destiny to protect Konoha and he should train harder for that, and Menma did not like that. So yeah, guys, that was the last part of the series. So let us start the video. As Naruto was at this point simply walking towards the academy, he noticed that many of the people were glaring towards him. As Naruto realized that the news has already spread that the failure of the Namikaze family is back, and people were smirking towards him, taunting him, saying that how he was nothing but a failure and how he's gonna die soon enough. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, even though he looked around to see that many of the people were miserable at this point. The taxes were raised to the sky in Konoha after Konoha lost so many budget in their missions, and now they are collecting much higher taxes to provide facilities and keep Konoha running. As Naruto smirk at that, let these people laugh at him just like they laugh. They are still arrogant. It seems that Naruto should push even harder, and get all the other A and B rank missions in the elemental nations as well. He has armies to take care of them. Even if one member did one mission today, then hundreds, if not thousands, of his people would still be lazing around. So these missions are nothing to Naruto and his people. While on the other hand, these shinobi villages was cramping for missions right and left, wanted them desperately. As Naruto simply chuckled at that for those nice remarks of these villagers, Naruto is definitely gonna punish them. Who knows? He might even destroy the whole damn village as he chuckled at that thought. No, that would destroy his fun too quickly. As he finally arrived to see that he was in front of the academy of Konoha. As he started to enter, he noticed that how the teams were already present as Menma was looking towards Rock Lee, who was slammed into a nearby wall. As Naruto raised an eyebrow as Menma appeared in front of Lee, grabbing him by the face and slamming him into the ground. Huh, you wanted to fight me? What do you think now? As he kicked Lee, sending him flying, but before Lee could make contact with the wall, Guy, Jonin Sensei appeared, grabbing Lee as Lee was leaking blood from his face as his shoulder was dislocated. As Guy looked towards Menma, stopping him, saying that how they should not do things like that and how it was unyouthful. As Naruto chuckled when he looked towards Menma, anger flaring from him as well as hatred. Naruto could easily sense it. As Naruto said, you're pretty angry, aren't you, little brother? At this, Menma looked back to see Naruto as his eyes flashed red for a moment as he glared towards Naruto with as much hate as possible. As Naruto simply chuckled, try to relieve your frustration by attacking someone who cannot even use chakra. But then again, you must be taught that, weren't you, to pick on your lessers rather than your betters. At this, men must scoff, you, my better, as if it is gonna be. You failure, perhaps you've forgotten your spot as the clan heir. Where is it? It belongs to me. I will become Hokage, the strongest of the shinobis, and you will always be remembered as a failure. As Naruto simply chuckled at that, of course, Menma, but of course, you will always be remembered, a tool that you are. As saying that, he started to walk inside of the room as Menma was more than ready to bring out the tails, but Naruto grabbed his shoulder. He was already leaking Kyuubi's chakra. Menma, stop it. We have to enter the room. The exam is gonna start. As Menma gritted his teeth. Those damn words. He always remembered that. When he saw the face of Naruto yesterday, he has nightmares of people, you can say, using him, his father commanding him, and he was using 4 tails of Kyuubi, and his father saying that how he should protect Konoha, Konoha, as those were the thoughts in his mind. His anger flared, but Naruto grabbed him, stopping him, as Menma gritted his teeth at that as Sasuke spoke up. Well, we should leave now, as Sasuke shot a look towards Ino, who was also there with a smirk on his face, as Naruto was almost disgusted, but she could not do anything at this point. Her father has given her orders and she has to oblige to that. As they finally arrived into the room, after some time the exam began, as the council was present as they were watching from their crystal ball the exams that were going on, as well as the cameras that were present, as Shikaku Nara and all the council members were looking towards Naruto, wanted to see how will he cheat, but to their surprise, as Naruto started to write on the paper, and after 5 minutes he simply turned the paper and simply looked towards directly into the eyes of Ibiki, who was also looking towards Naruto. All of them were given a special mission to, you could say, decipher the techniques of the hidden village of power, and Naruto being the only participant in it, they have to examine him what kind of techniques he will use to cheat. But to their surprise, he finished the exam pretty quickly. As Minato was a bit confused, there was no way that Naruto could have known that type of knowledge. Even the Jonins would be hard pressed to answer those kind of questions, but they could do nothing at this point. After some time, the exam has finally ended, and now you can say Anko has arrived as she was looking towards all the participants as she was chuckling. I'm gonna cut that number to half, Ibiki, don't worry about it. As they finally arrived to the forest of that, as Anko has explained everything, as Naruto simply looked around lazily as he noticed a bit more powerful chakra signature. As he looked back to see that one of the grass Janins, as Naruto narrowed his eyes for a moment, but he quickly recognized that chakra signature as he chuckled inwardly. So the Orochimaru of the Sannin is here, huh? Well, this should be interesting, as he thought in his mind maybe he could have a bit of fun in the Chunin exams after all. After all, these weaklings would not be a challenge for him. As they finally arrive inside of the forest of death, as Naruto smirked as he was surrounded by two teams from the Rain village. As Naruto looked upward towards them as one of the Rain Genin stepped forward. It seemed that we have gotten this arrogant brat, thinking that he could enter into the Chunin exams alone and take us all down, as if. As Naruto looked towards them with a bored expression on his face. I don't like weaklings. Get out of my sight. This is your last warning. As other Rain Genin started to laugh as Naruto sighed before the Rain Genin could open his mouth to say something as Naruto said, "Begone." At this, as he raised one finger into the air, as a blast of energy erupted from him, as a dome of destruction spread, as all the area of 100 meter in a circle was utterly destroyed, as all the Rain Genins were evaporated, while far away the Anko looked towards the forest of death as she saw a pretty gigantic blast, as she was wondering what kind of techniques or, you can say, explosive tags those brats are using, but she simply shrugged, not caring much about it. While on the other hand, Orochimaru sensed an immense surge of chakra and power. He was a bit confused who could have used that kind of power because that was easily Jonin level. But he simply shook his head. He has his other mission to take care of soon enough. The body of Sasuke-kun would be his as he smirked at that. The genius brother of Itachi. If Itachi had that kind of talent, then Sasuke would have also the same kind of talent. That was the reason he wanted Sasuke's body. And yes, he has heard many things about it, so it would be easy to mold Sasuke, who was jealous of his genius older brother, as Orochimaru smirked as he finally arrived to the place. As he noticed that Manma Namikaze was beaten down on a team quite easily, as Orochimaru raised an eyebrow as he said, quite different from the son of the Hokage I have heard, but then again, it is not my concern. As he looked down towards all of them as he released a wind technique, but to his surprise, Naruto appeared and put up a, you can say, earth wall quite quickly as Orochimaru landed on a snake. Well, Naruko-chan. I did not expect it that you were that talented, able to sense my chakra and my technique. As Naruko glared towards him, who are you? I do not know who you are, but this is your last opportunity. Give us a scroll and we will let you survive. As Orochimaru started to laugh as he looked towards Sasuke, who was, you can say, arrogantly looking towards him with his two tomo in one eye and one tomo in other eye, as Orochimaru was a bit disappointed. After all, Sasuke was almost 16 years old, and at his age, his older brother already had the Mangekyo, and he did not even had 3 tomo. But then again, maybe he could get something out of it, as he said, well, let us have a bit of fun then, as he started to fight off against all of three. But Orochimaru was a bit surprised as Menma and Naruto quickly entered the third stage of the Cubist chakra, and now it was getting a bit difficult without releasing too much of his power. So he had to do it quickly, as he quickly started to use 50% of his power, quickly knocking out Menma and Naruto. But to his surprise, they were not completely knocked out and they were still standing, unable to use chakra. As he looked towards Sasuke, who was shivering in utter fear and fright, stepping back in utter fear, as Orochimaru was now a bit, you can say, disappointed. It seemed that Sasuke was not anything he had previously expected. The only thing he had was Uchiha arrogance and did not have the talent of his brother, but he still had the blood, so maybe when Orochimaru took over his body it would be useful. As he said, well, it doesn't matter, as he extended his neck and quickly bite down on Sasuke's neck. As he said, now then, I'll be taking, but before he could complete his sentence, a kick slammed into his face as Orochimaru was launched like a rag doll as he was slammed through at least 40 of trees before slamming into a boulder which shattered into pieces. And when the dust settled down, as Orochimaru had each and every bone in his body shattered, it was like Tsunade has punched him with her full power and he was already at the brink of death. And that was the situation of Orochimaru as he quickly opened his mouth to, you can say, release another body from it as he was panting hard, wondering who could have intervened and why did he not sense anything. As Suddenly, a figure blurred in front of him. Well. I was not expecting one of the Sonins to be here. But then again, the only useful thing you are, the only use you truly have is my entertainment, Orochimaru. As Orochimaru looked upward towards Naruto as he quickly noticed the headband, quickly realizing that who this guy was, as Orochimaru smirked. Well, I was not expecting one of the participants from the hidden village of power to ambush me. To be honest, I was gonna attack you after I marked Sasuke-kun. After all, you have so many information, and I wanted to know how did your village become this powerful, the secrets your body may hold. As he started to chuckle at that, as not to chuckle back. You honestly believe that, Orochimaru? Why don't you come and get those secrets? Tell you what, if you're able to land one hit on me, I will tell you the location of the hidden village of power. As Orochimaru's eyes widened as he started to chuckle, such arrogance. Sasuke-kun may be a disappointment, but let's see what you're truly capable of. As Orochimaru quickly brought out his Kusanagi sword, quickly realizing that this kid is somewhat like Tsunade and his, you can say, secret technique must be super strength. So he has to be careful, thinking that how this hidden village of power is much like his own Oto village, experimenting on people to give them different powerful traits, and that could be the only reason that this village became this powerful. Otherwise, it was simply not possible for a village to become this powerful. As he appeared in front of Naruto with his Kusanagi sword ready to cut his arm off, to, you can say, subdue him or something like that, as Naruto brought up his finger which glowed pink for a second, to Orochimaru's utter shock and astonishment as Naruto's finger met with Kusanagi, and Orochimaru's eyes widened even further when cracks started to appear on the sword as Orochimaru tried to move backward, but Naruto grabbed the sword. Where are you going, Orochimaru? I thought we were gonna have a bit of swordmanship. Oh well, this sword is already too soft, as Naruto flip his finger towards the sword as he made contact, and Orochimaru's utter shock, the sword shattered into hundreds of pieces as Orochimaru could not believe it. Kusanagi was a legendary sword said to be able to cut off chakra crystal and even a mountain of it if it is so desire. As Orochimaru was speechless at this point as Naruto simply appeared in front of him as if he slammed into the face of Orochimaru and slammed into the ground as a gigantic shockwave erupted from the contact as Orochimaru let out a scream of pure pain and agony that was barely, while on the other hand Menma and Naruko who were watching this were blown off with the shockwave as Naruko quickly grabbed Sasuke. Menma, we have to get out of here as Menma was standing gritting his teeth. No, I will not do it. This is my opportunity. I will kill that bastard. As he was about to launch himself, but he stumbled. His chakra network was all messed up. With the steel, he had to get rid of it as Naruko quickly grabbed Menma and Sanchuan barely able to do that as another shockwave erupted as Naruto slammed another fist into the ground, into the body of Orochimaru as Orochimaru was barely able to make a, you can say, substitution after he got hit as his body was falling apart as he quickly opened his mouth to bring out another Orochimaru, but before he could completely grab himself out of his own skin, Naruto grabbed him by the neck and push him into the sky as Orochimaru was launched like a rocket into the sky as Naruto smirked as he jumped into it, shattering the ground where he was standing as he appeared in front of Orochimaru and punched him into the ground. As Orochimaru was about to hit the ground, but Naruto appeared once again at his back and kicked him into the sky and then appeared in front of him as he was kicking and, you can say, sending Orochimaru flying all over the place, not allowing him to hit the ground as he was having a bit of fun, and in front of Orochimaru's body, Naruto turned into four Narutos, which took different positions and all of them were kicking and punching him towards each other like he was nothing but a ball which they were playing with. After some time, Naruto got a bit bored as all the other Naruto simply vanished as Naruto grabbed Orochimaru's stone body, which at this point was barely alive, as Naruto said, You're quite boring, Orochimaru. It seemed that I put too much force on you. So maybe next time you would be able to entertain me a bit more. So until then, I would sincerely hope that you survive Orochimaru. At this, Naruto simply flipped Orochimaru as Orochimaru's broken and battered body simply slammed into the ground. As Naruto sighed, this was no fun. Maybe he should get a bit of more fun. But he simply shrugged, nah, let's see what the forest had for him. So he simply landed and started to have a casual walk into the forest of death. As after some time, Naruto noticed that several chakra signatures that were present there, as once again he was surrounded. But this time, he could easily tell that these Janins were not actually Janins, but actually these were Jonin from Aiwa. As Naruto looked around to see that they were looking towards him, as one of the members stepped forward. Janin of Hidden Village of Power, you are summoned by the Tsuchikage. Give up, otherwise we will be obliged to use force. As Naruto simply chuckled at that. So Onoki has finally made his move, huh? That is quite intriguing. But you honestly believe that you people have the power to take me down? As the Jonin looked towards his other companions as all of them simply nodded as Jonin moved at a high Jonin speed, appearing behind Naruto ready to knock him out, thinking that how it could be a powerful Jonin, but he could be on the level of a low Jonin at maximum and they should be able to take him down. But to his surprise, Naruto simply grabbed his hand, and before the man could say anything, as Naruto put pressure on his grabbed hand, and just like that, a cracking sound could be heard as Jonin let out a scream as his hand was literally crushed into pairs as all the Jonin was surprised, and before the Jonin could do anything, Naruto backhanded to his face which turned into nothing but blood as Naruto looked towards all of them. I'm getting a bit bored, so why not have a bit of fun? Come. At this, all of them glared towards Naruto, realizing that this kid was easily Jonin level. They have to use their full power, and they started to go through hand sign, releasing jutsus after jutsus. As Naruto simply smiled at that, this would be fun. After 1 minute, Naruto sighed. This was not fun. As he looked around to see that all of the Jonins that were there, elites of a village, were simply lying dead. As Naruto sighed, as his head glowed for a moment and a energy slammed into the bodies which Naruto had piled down, turning them into nothing but ash. Seriously, he was, you can say, hoping for a good fight. Maybe some Otsutsuki would attack him out of nowhere, or some another a powerful warrior he can fight with. But these people were literally too weak. As he sighed, maybe he should find some fun elsewhere. As he decided to move forward, and to his surprise, once again he was surrounded by the Jonins from Kumo. As Naruto smirked at that, as Naruto looked towards them, as all of them has anger and hatred in their eyes, as one of the Jonin stepped forward. Janin, you are to come with us, as Raikage is expecting you. As Naruto smirked, Raikage, I have heard that name. Where are you guys from? As he was feigning ignorance as Jonin greeted his teeth, this Janin's village has humiliated Kumo, killed off their brethren, and he was standing here, all you can say feigning ignorance and innocence. He wanted to cut this brat into pieces as revenge for his fallen brethren, but he cannot do that at this point. As he glared towards Naruto, we will not ask again. You have to come with, but before he could complete his sentence, his body was blown to pieces. As Naruto sighed, this is no fun. You guys are simply too weak. I have already had my fun with you guys, so maybe you would be a bit more fun at that. But to his surprise, as he raised an eyebrow, as you can say, red chakra started to surround all the Jonins that were present there. As Naruto said, this is new. As a Jonin appeared in front of Naruto at a high, you can say Jonin speed, and slamming his face into the face of Naruto. As Naruto's face moved a little bit, as Naruto simply looked towards him with a smile on his face. It seemed that Raikage is getting a bit desperate, huh? Experimenting with the Biju's chakra, I can easily sense the chakra of a tail inside of your body, even though you're not a Jinchuriki. As the person smirked at that, brat, you're powerful, but we are not even using the full power which we contain. as all of the Jonin started to move at hyper speeds as Naruto smirked at that. Now this is what I call fun. As Naruto also moved at their respective speed and started to have his fun, while on the other side, Menma and Naruto were now standing in front of their father as Naruto had thrown the kunai as Minato appeared, wondering why his children would need that. As they quickly explained the situation to their father that they were attacked by Orochimaru of the Sannin, as Minato was a bit surprised when he noticed that how Menma was panting a bit as he had a look of disappointment even though Orochimaru was here. He was expecting Menma and Naruto working together to win. It seemed that he need to up the training of his children, while Menma noticed the look of disappointment as he greeted his state. No matter what he did, his father was never satisfied at that as he greeted his state. As Naruto quickly explained the situation that the seal was compromised as Minato quickly checked the seal on Menma and Naruto, releasing the seal and telling them that how they should head for the tower, and Naruto telling him that they already have the scroll, so Minato quickly flashed them to the tower so that they can rest at this point. And Sasuke was already marked with the cursed seal. He need to take care of that, but that was to a later date. As Minato flashed back into the office with the, you can say, council, they need to plan for Orochimaru's attack as well now. So, while on the other hand, Naruto was standing in front of the last member of the, you can say, elites of Kumo, as Naruto had a smile on his face. He held back a lot this time, only using 0.6 or 5% of his power. As in front of him was standing four-tailed transformed Jonin of, you can say, Kumo. He has already lost control as Naruto at this point was simply toying with the man, pushing him, wanted to see how much powerful he can get, as he noticed that another tail started to have appeared behind the man, as man was ready to make a Bijudama, but Naruto noticed something was off as the man's body started to converge on itself, and just like that, a gigantic explosion took place as Naruto simply looked towards all that destroyed area as Naruto simply shook his head. Well, at least he was able to achieve something as Naruto looked around to see that most of the area of the forest of death had blown off with that kind of chakra explosion. As Naruto chuckled at that, his body was steaming a little bit. Well, not a scratch on his body, only his clothes, which has gotten some dust over it, as Naruto simply shake it off. Maybe it was time for him to reach to the tower, as Naruto disappeared in a blur, and within seconds he was in front of the tower. As he finally arrived, and a Chunin has greeted him along with the Jonin, as this Jonin was none other than Kakashi Hatake, as Kakashi looked towards Naruto. So you're able to reach here, huh? Well, not bad for a single Genin. As but it is to be expected after all. Your village is quite powerful, as Kakashi gave Naruto a eye smile, as Naruto gave him a smirk, as Naruto threw, you can say, the scrolls, as Kakashi's eyes widened. There were at least 12 scrolls in front of Kakashi, as Kakashi was quite surprised to see that. After all, this would mean that Naruto has killed off at least 11 teams to get those kind of scrolls, and he was quite impressed at that. But he simply looked towards Naruto. Maybe if he talks some bit of it, Naruto will spare some of the secrets. That is quite good, Janin. I have not seen anyone to bring those many scrolls even with the team. That is quite impressive. I do wonder what kind of training you have gone through as Naruto gave him a chuckle. Well, that is for me to know and you to never find out, Kakashi-san, as Kakashi simply gave Naruto a eye smile, but before he could say anything, Naruto vanished in front of his eyes. As Kakashi started to look around, trying to find where he went, but to his surprise, he was unable to sense Naruto. As Kakashi started to wonder that this kid was really something else, he has to inform Minato sensei as soon as possible, as well as the council, to make the new plans to subdue him if the need requires, because he was too powerful and someone like him cannot be allowed to roam free. After all, the premonition was pretty clear, and he truly believed in the premonition of the great Elder Toad sage. While on the other hand, Jiraiya was standing in front of Minato as he has explained the situation. I have searched the forest of death, but Orochimaru is not present there. But there are signs that how snakes were used in a fight, so it is possible that Orochimaru was there. As Minato nodded at that, it is one problem after another. Sensei, we have to take care of these things quite quickly, otherwise Konoha would be in deep trouble. As Jiraiya nodded at that. Well, Minato, Orochimaru is a problem, but we will take care of him. But the main problem at this point is Naruto as well as that village. We know nothing about it. Even with my spy network, I have not gotten any information whatsoever. Naruto is the only one who has the information. We have to get him as soon as possible because if he's allowed to leave for 1 month, from Konoha, then things would get a bit difficult as Minato thought it over a minute. Well, Sensei, if we were to follow him, when he was going back to his village, we will get the general direction, and when he was about to reach there, we will be able to get him with our Ambo. This way, we will get the information of the location as well as Naruto so that we can take care of both of the problems at the same time as Jiraiya thought it for some time. If they were to interrogate Naruto, then he could, you can say, delay their plans by giving them false information, and this could be difficult, but this way they will know if Naruto was giving them false information and they could use it against him. As Jiraiya nodded at that, well, Minato, you have to inform the council the plans has to be made to subdue him and our forces should be prepared. As Minato nodded at that, as I said, as he heard a knock on the door, as Minato nodded at that, as secretary arrived with a small staff of paper, as Minato, as much as he was happy to see less papers, was wondering why it was. As secretary looked towards Minato, well, Lord Hokage, this is the staff of, you can say, the missions requested to Konoha. As Minato's eyes widened at that, as he quickly looked towards them, they were barely around 200 as he started to go through them. As his eyes widened, as anger flared in his eyes. What do you mean that this is the mission we have gotten today? At least in one day, Konoha gets at least 2000 requests, either from A rank to S rank to D ranks, but these are most of them. In these 200, 100 of them were at least, you can say, D rank missions useless to the economy. As he started to go through them, as his eyes started to, you can say, narrowed even further, as killing intent was releasing from them, as secretary was already on the ground, almost on the verge of crying with the killing intent that Minato was releasing. As Jiraiya looked towards Minato, simply getting a bit worried. Minato, what's going on? As Minato looked towards him, Sensei, we have gotten only 20 B-rank missions, other are all C-rank missions. At this, Jiraiya's eyes widened. How is this even possible? They get at least 100 B-rank requests in one day. It was simply not possible. As he looked towards the paper and started to read them, as he looked towards secretary, are you alright? Grabbing her by the hand, are these all the requests? Are you sure about it? As secretary simply nodded at that, yes. Jiraiya-sama, I have asked them over and over again, but the department of the missions office has told us that this is all the missions we have gotten. These are gotten even less than before. As Minato was angry at this point, as he backhanded the papers away. I will talk to them now. At this, he flashed away as Jiraiya sighed, having a bad feeling about it. They're getting even lesser missions now. How is this even possible? At this, Naruto was simply standing on the head of the first Hokage, looking down at the village with a smirk on his face. While in Kumo, as Raikage was looking towards his brother who was sitting in a chair surrounded by seals as he was panting hard, as Raikage has a manic look on his face as he was looking towards his doctors who were now making several readings. As one of the persons spoke up, well, Lord Raikage, the tests have gone quite good, but unfortunately, our new soldiers are unable to go further from the fourth tail. If they try to enter into the fifth tail, then their bodies would not be able to handle it because the fourth tail is already too much of a strain to begin with. And if they enter into the fourth stage, then the recovery is chances are less than 30%. As Raikage looked towards him, I do not care. The shinobis of my village has to be the strongest the strongest in the elemental nations. Do you hear me? At this, the doctor, you can say, took a step back in a bit of fear. Yes, like Raikage. As Raikage looked towards him, we have the power of two tails and the eight tail. I want my soldiers, each and every one of them, to be able to enter at least eight tail or six tail. Otherwise, I will not accept the results or do the examinations over as the scientist girl. But the situation of Lord B is not good. We are taking too much chakra from him as well as his Biju has already gone into unconsciousness as Raikage scoffed at that useless all of them as he started to walk away while on the other hand Killer B was simply able to come to consciousness barely. How did things come to this? He was wondering. Raikage has completely lost it after the humiliation, the lesser and lesser missions, and at this point they were barely getting 100 requests from outside of the village. Even you can say C rank and B rank missions are getting less and less. Forget about S and A rank missions, and now his brother has completely lost it. The economy of you can say Kumo was getting down and down by the day, and at this point there is nothing they could do about it. And his brother has become even more obsessed with the power, even experimenting on B, who was his own brother, taking the power of Eight Tail by force to, you can say, strengthen his own shinobi. Several of them have died, but they were able to, you can say, replicate the experiment of, you can say, Komo's other Jinchurikis who were able to take the power of QB for themselves, even able to enter into the cloak forms. But B simply shook his head, there's nothing he could do about it. At least this way he was helping his village. While on the other hand, far away, Onoki was floating into the air in front of him. One Chunin was, you can say, sweating hard as his legs were trembling as Onoki looked towards him. What do you mean that these are the only missions we are getting? In front of him were 80 papers, and you can say only 10 of them were B rank missions. Other all of them were simply C rank missions, and they're getting lesser by the day. They do not take the idea of D rank missions because in their eyes those missions simply do not exist. The Chunin even tremble back. Lord Tsuchikage, these are the only missions we have gotten for today. It could be a bad day. Yeah, that is a bad day. Lord Tsuchikage, as Onoki glared towards him. Get out of my sight before I turn you into dust. At this, the person nodded and jumped out of the window as soon as possible, running away, while on the other hand, Tsuchikage glared towards the pile of paper, which was barely anything. He always complained that he had to do so much paperwork, but he never wanted this to happen. As he glared into the skies, he will get his hand on that damn village, and when he will get it, he will destroy it far away. As you can say, Mizukage sighed as she looked around to see piles after piles of paper as she was pretty tired. Are you serious that you want to send me all of these things? Because they're getting a bit too much for my village. And this, you can say, a shadowy figure was standing in front of him. You're quite complaining. Would you like to see how the other cages are flaring with the paperwork? Maybe you can get something from them. At this, May raised an eyebrow wondering what is he talking about as the person chuckled as he snapped his finger. And just like that, a screen appeared in which the reaction of Minato, Tsuchikage and Raikage were present and how these missions they were getting were this low as May's eyes widened, not even you can say understanding how is this even possible as she looked towards her piles that were even surrounding some of the you can say table, suddenly feeling quite grateful that she has this much paperwork because the other cages had only you can say 100 you can say papers to sign on in a single day, and that were such low missions while her village not getting S rank sure, but they were getting A, B rank missions quite easily, and the economy was getting through the roof by the day. While on the other hand, in the Suna, only 50 papers were present in the table of the, you can say, Cage, who was still alive at this point. As he sighed, he has no other way to help his village. He has to join Orochimaru no matter what. As he sighed and looked back towards his village, who was, you can say, crumbling at this point. The economy has gone into almost negative at this point. He has to do something, otherwise his village will not survive no matter what. while in the council room as Minato has just explained the situation about their missions. In a normal day in Konoha, 5,000 requests are submitted on daily basis in which at least 30 of them are S rank missions, remaining of them goes into D to A rank missions. But with this the fall of with the arrival of the hidden village of power, first the missions get to 4,000, then to 3,000, and now from 3,000 to direct 200. It seems that somehow this village of hidden in power had decided to up their game and they are targeting the economy of Konoha as Minato has explained the situation as the clan heads and the you can say other shinobis that were present there were not exactly happy. As you can say Koharu spoke up, Lord Hokage, we have to do something. We have already put too much taxes on our people. This way our economy simply cannot stand. At this, Minato nodded at that as he gritted his teeth on that. He has already, you can say, asked for Jiraiya sensei to look towards the other villages, and Jiraiya should be here with the information, and just like that, a poof of smoke appeared as Jiraiya arrived with a serious expression on his face. Minato, I have gotten the news which you asked for. As Minato nodded at that, as Jiraiya opened the scroll and started to read it. Well, it seemed that the other villages are also in a similar position. The Roikage, from the news I'm getting, has gotten a bit of on the wrong side at this point. I am hearing some disturbing news about his mental situation, while on the other hand, the position of Sand Village even worse in the whole Elemental Nation. Onoki is not faring any better. The only news I'm unable to get is from Mist Village. From the latest news I have gotten from there, it seems that this civil war has finally come to an end. But other than that, I have no information whatsoever. But this seems to be progressing pretty well. At this, Danzo speak up. What do you mean that they're getting pretty well? Even if the civil war is ended, then it would take them years in a normal situation, and when the elemental nations are not getting missions from the people and our basic clans, then how is this possible that they are getting it? As Jiraiya shook his head, no solid information I have gotten from there. So I cannot answer that because of the security that is there, as Danzo sipped his cough at that, thinking in his mind that he will send his route to get the information soon enough. While on the other hand, Minato was not exactly happy. This village has made the enemy of the elemental nations. We have to get, when we will get the information from Naruto, we will summon a cage meeting and get rid of this threat once and for all for the good of the elemental nations. At this, all of the shinobi council nodded at that. All they have to do is to subdue Naruto and get the information about the location and the security measures of the village, and then with the might of Konoha they will take it down. As Jiraiya nodded at that, thinking that it was time for him to get the Kunais ready and inform the Jonins to be ready to take down this damn village. Unknown to all of them, a figure was, you can say, floating into the sky, looking down toward the council room with a smirk on his face. Or really now, maybe things will get a bit of fun when this so-called war will begin between the elemental nations. As he chuckled at that, wondering if he should release the information about how many missions the Mist Village is actually getting. And this would be really good dynamic for him and would be a lot of fun. That was all it is for. As he chuckled at that. But hey guys, here I will leave this part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. For the next part, you guys already know the like goal, the comment goal. 200 likes, 80 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. Who knows, it could even be today. So yeah guys, see you soon. Peace.